The March 2016 Texana auction boasts offerings exceptional not only for their quality of condition, but for scarcity and historical significance. This auction captures the rich and textured history of the state. William Hartzell's Civil War Journal, 1491 Days in the Confederate Army. Privately printed by the author in 1876, William Hartzell's Civil War Journal contains 61 original albumen portraits, including one of the author, hand-mounted on leaves with printed captions identifying the subjects. One can understand why there were only 100 copies made. This is considered the rarest and most coveted book by both Texana and Civil War collectors, and the example offered here is one of the finest we have seen. Jacob de Cordova's 1853 map of Texas. This large format lithograph map measures 32 3/4 inches by 34 3/4 inches and is elegantly colored by hand, showing counties, cities, and towns, roads, rivers, and Indian villages. The untitled elliptical inset at the lower right of the southwestern United States and Mexico has been expertly replaced in facsimile. This particular map belonged to James Manning, who was a surveyor employed by de Cordova to make revisions used in this particular edition. This map is offered with Manning's military appointment to the rank of corporal in the 5th Regiment, 8th Brigade, and 9th Division of Infantry of the New York State Militia. A land indenture conveying land from Umphrey's Branch to Alamo Defender, Thomas R. Miller, signed twice by John Benjamin Kellogg, another Alamo Defender. 2 pages of a bifolium with seal at top for the years 1834 and 1835, written entirely in English and signed at the end by Branch and his wife Rebecca. Alamo Defender John Benjamin Kellogg signs twice as witness. Thomas R. Miller immigrated to Texas from Virginia in 1830, settling in DeWitt's Colony, where he owned a general store and the only hotel in Gonzales. He was one of the old 18 who refused to give up the only cannon in Gonzales to Mexican authorities, which led to the Battle of Gonzales and the launching of the Revolution. Both Miller and Kellogg joined the Gonzales Rangers, attached to the command of Colonel William B. Travis of the Provisional Republican Army, and entered the Alamo as part of the Gonzales-Alamo Relief Force. They perished with the other defenders of the Alamo on March 6, 1836. Richard Royster Royal autographed documents signed. Numbered 1 at the top, the draft was used to procure provisions for William Baxter and his company who were on their way to La Bahia and are out of provisions in San Felipe. The draft would be payable by the provisional government. Royal arrived in Texas in 1832 and served as chairman of the Matagorda Committee of Public Safety in September of 1835. The following month, Royal served as chairman of the Central Committee at San Felipe, which functioned to raise men, arms, and funds in the opening stages of the Revolution. The draft offered here is numbered 1 and may be the very first issue by Royal in his role as chairman. Bailey Hardiman manuscript draft signed as Secretary of the Treasury in the amount of $5,000. Dated March 25, 1836, the draft allows Samuel St. John Jr. to draw $5,000 on the account established with McKinney and Williams in New Orleans. Endorsed on the verso, Mr. Samuel St. John Jr. will please pay on the within $3,000 to the order of Messrs. T. Toby and Brother, the balance having been charged as advised by you under date 22nd of February, 1836. Signed, McKinney and Williams. Hardiman attended the convention of 1836 and was a member of the committee that drafted the Texas Declaration of Independence. He was elected Secretary of the Treasury at this time. Although not numbered, the draft offered here is likely part of the $100,000 loan that McKinney and Williams were authorized to effect by decree 2 months earlier. This Republic of Texas land script, printed in Columbia by telegraph print in 1836, and reading that I, Sam Houston, President of the Republic of Texas, by virtue of authority vested in me by an act of the General Congress of the Republic, entitled an Act for the Relief of William Bryan, bearing date the 6th day of December, 1836, which act authorizes and requires me to issue to said Bryan land scrip to an amount sufficient to liquidate the debts contracted by him as the agent of Texas. With typographical ornamental border, the identical form is printed upside down, likely a test printing on the verso. The invoicing for the printing appears in an unknown hand, likely by the printer. A late 19th century Texas pine wardrobe marked on the crown with the initials CFA, constructed by Christian Afflerbach circa 1877, with original patina and canted corners. The crown has the raised initials of the maker with decorative scrollwork in the Biedermeier style that is consistent with the work of a Texas-German cabinet maker of that period. A similar example of his work is documented in Texas Furniture, The Cabinet Makers and Their Work, 1840 to 1880, by Lon Taylor and David B. Warren. The wardrobe measures 56.5 inches wide and 76 inches tall and 24.5 inches deep. Join us for a full preview at the Texas State Historical Association annual meeting at the Omni Mandalay Hotel at Las Colinas on March 3rd through the 5th. The live auction will be held on March 12th in Dallas. For more information and detailed images, visit ha.com/6134. Thank you and good luck.